At this premium auto body shop in northeastern Philadelphia, a team of expert restoration technicians have accepted one of the most difficult jobs they may ever face.
No supports on this body at all.
A one-of-a-kind car from the 60s, created from the builder's imagination.
Is that the back end of a station wagon?
Incredibly, they only have a few rare photographs to guide this massive rebuild. The crew enters a time warp, searching for a myriad of unique parts to restore a customized 54 Oldsmobile to show car quality.
They don't have anything.
Racing to enter a major car competition, the crew discovers that the deeper they get into this hot rod, the more it becomes a nightmare.
I can't do it all night or I'll probably drop over dead.
Alan Lewenthal is the go-to guy when it comes to rare classic motor cars.
Finding these rare cars and being able to bring them back to life, that's a goal I've always had, and now I can live it.
Scouring backyards and barns across the USA, Alan picks up derelict collectibles he can transform from oldies into goodies in his Philly body shop.
This is where the fun begins.
Many of Marquee Auto's restorations end up in auction where they sell for big dollars.
He'll give $250,000 on this beautiful automobile.
It can be lucrative, but it's also risky. A profit is never guaranteed. Today, Alan travels to Fort Worth, Texas, where he's about to pick up an online acquisition. The House of Hot Rods has an awesome collection of radically modified custom cars. General Manager John Painter is expecting him.
Hey, John.
Hey, Alan, how you
are you?
doing? Welcome to the House of Hot Rods.
Thank you.
Let me show you around a little bit.
So what is this place?
This is the toy box.
Wow.
John's toy box is stuffed with custom cars. They began as factory models, which were modified by adding elements from other car manufacturers and periods of time to create a customized automobile.
Well, today we're here to see a very special custom. So where is it?
She's right outside. There she is.
Oh, my. I feel like I'm walking through time. Pictures don't do this car justice.
All Alan had seen were photographs of what was advertised online as a 1954 Oldsmobile custom car. But what he's bought is a beat-up beast of a vehicle, an Olds 88 that was transformed in the 60s into a pickup truck. This restoration will take Alan and his team on a psychedelic journey back through time to the golden age of custom cars.
We just gotta chill. Unbelievable how they built this. Wow, there's so many pieces on this that are just, you know, hard to decipher because it's such a high-end custom car. This was someone's dream car, there's no doubt.
Right.
This is kind of shocking, how they formed all this out.
Restoring unorthodox bodywork and decoding this throwback's pedigree will need lots of detective work. The kind of autoarchaeology research Alan and his crew thrive on.
Supposedly, the story was he built it for his wife as a dream car, as a very, very high competition vehicle. And when a car's customized to this level, you never know what happens to anything, you know? We love the fact that it's been untouched. And it's really important to us as historians to keep it the way it was. Like this. You know how hard that is to do?
Yeah.
I mean, that's true styling of the 50s and 60s.
Long neglected, the interior is a disaster. To restore it, Alan must create unique features like the pleated upholstery and hand-built center console. Back in the day, these features helped make this custom a prize-winning show car.
I'm loving it. And let me tell you, I've seen some real wrecks in my time and really bad cars. This is just phenomenal.
Amazed by its generally dilapidated condition, Alan shifts his focus to the details.
Let's go around the other side and check the exhaust coming off the engine.
The exhaust is a key feature where the photos in this custom car don't match. A unique straight stack exhaust isn't visible today.
And where does it end up? Well, it sure doesn't end up here.
Digging a little deeper, Alan deciphers the multiple exhausts and makes a connection with his new find.
Went under the floor, it came up through here, and this was their exhaust. because there was no exhaust out the back of the car. How exciting would that be to start this thing up with a straight stack, right from a Rocket 88? That would be great.
The online photographs don't do justice to another major feature, the custom truck bed.
That's original, too. That is so cool. It had black fur, like a carpet.
The original 1954 Oldsmobile Super 88 Holiday Coupe was customized into a pickup truck in the 60s. Later, a major makeover in the 70s eliminated exhaust stacks and replaced the front and rear bumpers. Alan's plan is to return his new find to the first version, the prize-winning custom car built in the early 60s.
I can't wait to get this on the truck, get it back to the shop. It's got a long trek ahead of it. It's got to go from down in Texas all the way to Philadelphia.
I can't wait to see its completion.
Well, we'll keep in touch, and, you know, any questions we have, we'll definitely call you guys for everything.
Give me a shot.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Alan's just bought a unique piece of automotive history. In the nifty 50s, America, flush with post-war prosperity, not only allowed teenagers to own their own cars, but to customize them into hot rods as a personal expression of newfound freedom. Manufacturers nurtured the new craze with their own futuristic custom cars. GM's Olds 88 series became a top seller. In the early 60s, one of those sleek 88s was transformed into a radical custom by an imaginative backyard builder. Now it's time to bring the vehicle back to his Philly body shop. Alan plans to restore the vehicle to show car quality. Then he'll take it to the World of Wheels in Chicago, where the custom won prizes around the area in 1963. If all goes to plan, Alan's restoration will be a prize winner again and become his shop's calling card at car shows across America. He's got 12 weeks to complete the transformation and fulfill his vision.
Finished product is going to be a fantastic show car, a one-off custom car that no one will ever doubt. They're going to know this is Marquee Auto Restoration's work and our dream brought back to life.
Back at the Philly body shop, Alan is about to blow away his crew.
You guys ready? I always bring the cars in and let everyone take time to look at the car. Of course, the younger guys right away, you know, this is a beast, this is an ugly piece of junk, and so on and so forth.
Oh my God.
Wow.
The older guys look at that car and they see the styling efforts and they relive custom cars and hot rods and show cars. They believed in it, and now I believe in it. And I saw it in Texas. This could be a wonderful vehicle.
The youngsters might not have first-hand experience, but this retro hot rod's got their imaginations running wild.
I can tell you one thing I don't like. The motor is way too tiny. There's plenty of room in there. There should be a bigger motor in it. Well, that would be cool. Flamethrowers, too.
This would have been a nice car back in the day.
Is that bearskin? Black bearskin?
Yeah, what is that? Is that the back end of a station wagon?
They used everything they could from a woolly mammoth to make this car.
It's fun now, but the veterans recognize the challenges.
And things that might cause us problems are, one, the windshield. We got to cut a windshield. You know, that's the kind of thing we got to focus in on.
This car is plastic.
It'll be interesting to unwrap this car and see how they did it back in the day. That's amazing. It's going to be so interesting.
Although he's a classic car aficionado, Alan's turned this project over to his shop manager, Jim Klotz, who has bona fide hot rod credentials.
He lived that period in his life, and he knows hot rodding, and he knows customizing.
This rebuild is a complex puzzle. To modify the 54 Oldsmobile, the customizer was free to use any parts and materials to create his vision. Trim pieces, the grille and headlights could be elements from any available automobile prior to the customization in the early 60s. Online photos will help identify some custom parts, but they could be 50 years old, rare, and hard to find. The team's going to need a lot more information to accurately rebuild this hot rod.
Guess what I got in the mail?
What do you got?
Oh, look at that.
The only copy available that I could find anywhere in the entire country.
It's an amazing find. Pictures of the custom when it was a show car called Joanne's Dream.
What a great find to find a magazine that has the photo of the car.
The next morning, things start to look up when the original engine comes back to life.
All right. What do you think?
I think we have to diagnose the engine a little more than we've done.
Sounded great.
Working engine, one less part to buy. Meanwhile, Alan's tracked down an amateur photographer named Jerry Ike from a lead he found in his 60s custom car magazine.
Hello?
Jerry?
Yes?
Hi, this is Alan at Marquee Auto Restorations in Philadelphia.
Hi there.
How are you?
Good.
Drawn by a deep connection, Jerry Ike has been photographing cars for decades.
All my life, there's something fascinating about a car when I was a little kid. Just a fascination between cars and looking at them, photographing them, owning them. It's just a rolling sculpture, just like work of art. That's all it is, just a work of art on wheels.
In 1963, Jerry captured Alan's custom car in its prime. Now his photographs will guide the restoration.
What color was it?
Orchid color.
Wow. Hey, Jerry, I got a question for you. Down the sides of the car, we see that there's aluminum trim with an insert in another color.
That's the 59 Plymouth side trim.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jerry. Because we don't have the trim.
Here's the thing, Jerry. We will keep in touch with you over the next few weeks. We'd love, once we get your photos, which is going to be so exciting, we're going to call you back and then we can talk about it again.
All right.
Thank you. Stay well.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you.
Unfortunately, photos won't overhaul the neglected engine or buy parts. It'll take money, and lots of it.
When I purchased the dream car, I thought I was going to have to spend probably $15,000 or $20,000 for the raw car, just from knowing what I knew going into it. And we were very fortunate to buy it for much less. So we saved money on the front end, but looking at the car and the bodywork and all the other issues that I saw from photos, I knew this was going to be an expensive project. Where we'll be when we're done, I don't know. 75,000, 100,000, I won't know until it's completed, but it's going to be an expensive restoration. Many, many hours and a lot of rare parts are going to make this a very special car.
Yes, this is Jim from Marquee Auto Restoration. I'm looking for a 59 Plymouth Belvedere side trim.
The search for rare parts is running into a dead end.
How about a 55 DeSoto grill? Okay, thank you.
Thanks to photographer Jerry Ike, the team knows what parts to look for. But the Chicago Car Show is getting closer. They'll have to make parts or make do with what they can find. More excavation work reveals the bill will continue to climb. Upon closer inspection, the dream car's body is in worse shape than anybody expected.
A little worse than what we thought initially. The body mount that actually secures the body to the frame is totally gone. Nobody's sure if we can get parts for it or not yet, so we might have to end up remanufacturing all these body mounts and this whole rocker on the inside. Yeah, the body's literally just laying on the frame. No supports on this body at all.
When we come back, the team uncovers a customizer's secret and solves a nagging mystery.
There's the hole.
Restoration wizard Alan Lewenthal has bought a 1960s custom car in an online auction. His team has just 12 weeks to completely rebuild it in time for an auto show in Chicago. Turns out, the car body is more rotted than expected, and the customizations are so unique that they're a challenging puzzle for the crew. Luckily, Alan found photographer Jerry Ike, who identified some mystery parts.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Jerry.
Later, Jerry's real treasures arrive. His photographs.
Don't run away. What did it say?
What's the matter?
Oh, let me
What's
see
the
what you got.
matter?
I know what day it is.
Oh, I have something in here for you. Ready?
Yeah, I hope so. Oh, yes.
Jerry's photos are the Rosetta Stone for decoding the customized 54 Oldsmobile.
They extended this. This should stop right here.
No, look
Yeah.
at the shape of this. See how it drops down
Right.
in between here? It should be down like this.
I think you're going to find that's all in there. I think you're going to find it's in there. It's just underneath that stuff. Like I said, we have to unwrap it and see what we got.
This is what auto archaeology is all about.
See, I don't think so. I don't think so. Look at the distance between here and there. And what's all this?
That's the old bumper. This is a 55 or 56 front end welded to it. What they did was they welded this all in front of what already was there.
All right, so we got to take that apart and check that out.
Wow, that's why we have to blast it off to see where we're at, what we're doing.
Blasting the body with baking soda under high pressure reveals more of the customizer's secrets hidden under layers of paint and body filler the experts call mud.
Looks like the car was blue, then purple, and then this other paint job. I don't know how talented this guy was, but he was a man of means, and he needed that top to shrink, and he did it. You know, I guess he figured that he could always add mud as opposed to making it right way it should have been, you know? This guy didn't have any equipment. He had the basics. A torch and a big hammer, it looks like.
To accommodate a truck bed, the original Oldsmobile's roof was customized in 2 stages. A series of pie-shaped pieces were cut out in a process called sectioning. The resulting gaps were then hammered together and the seams welded. The excess metal was cut away. The windshield posts were chopped or shortened to create a new opening. Sectioning and chopping produced a shorter and narrower roof for the customized passenger compartment. Along with structural surprises, the dream car is full of lead used to cover welding seams. Radical customizing meant lots of lead. Back in the day, a customized car like this was called a lead sled. Uncovering the original 63 custom hot rod requires getting through the lead and dismantling the parts on the vehicle from the second-generation 70s customization.
What I did was just took the whizzer wheel and cut right along the top of the weld all the way across. When I got to here, I couldn't really figure out how they attached it to the fender. And now here you can actually see, once I busted it and cut all the metal away, the chrome bumper underneath. And all they did was took the fender down, beat it to the bumper, welded it straight to the chrome bumper, and then made several patches just to kind of fill it in and flow it up to the fender. And that's what all the lead was covering, all this seam.
Deciphering the car's design has been greatly aided by Jerry Ike's photos. They not only help identify the parts, there's also a glimpse of the builder.
This car is a myriad of parts that are all, and that's what street riders do, and customizers. They look at pieces, they say, well, that looks cool, and they incorporate it into their car. And so this guy had, or didn't, or started out with a basic idea, and it's evolved into this El Camino type thing. I mean, you have 57 Chrysler quad headlights, a DeSoto grill, and wound up at the end with a 55 Olds bumper in the back. These were all things that we had to search out because it didn't come with our car. Our car was just a basic shell. Had we not had these pictures, we would have been doomed.
Visual aids will help track down custom details. But for original components, the team needs a donor car, another 54 Oldsmobile. Without it, Alan will have to fabricate parts, meaning more time and more money.
You know we need to get a donor car. So, you know, these pictures are GM documented pictures of a holiday hardtop. We need to find one. There's no way that we're going to be able to get not only the shape of the front, but inside, dome lights, stainless steel. We need this. See that shape? That's what we really need. We need a dash. So we have to go out now and we're going to start searching for a parts car, a donor car. I'm going to start making some calls, search the internet again, see if we find out anything. There's hardly any of these around. It's an oddity. You find parts, but you don't find a car.
While Alan searches for a 1954 Oldsmobile donor car, the crew removes all secondary customizations from the 70s. And the media blasting also uncovered a mysterious brass plate.
We're going to see if we can melt some of this brass out of here.
The plate looks suspiciously like it could hide the hole for the exhaust stack. Alan admired them in the first pictures he saw of the dream car.
That's the patch they welded in over the top of this.
Auto archaeology is as much detective work as it is body work.
And there's the hole.
With the major excavations completed, it's time to refinish the body. The crew uses polyester filler, called mud, to cover welds and patches.
We're gonna start mudding it. We're gonna have to put it on like 2 or 3 times, so we're gonna go with a cheese grater, which we should be doing, but there's no way to get through this without doing that. So cheese grate it, wire brush it, vacuum it, get your next layer on, type of thing, build up.
Finally, the custom motor car is getting its shape back. Power tools are fast, but the crew is old school. They prefer a hand scraper called a cheese grater for top quality body sculpting.
I've been doing this for 35 years, and I learned how to do body work. That's how we do body work. That's how our guys do body work. You can't get the craftsmanship out of a power tool. When you go to shows, you can see the guys that use them, and you can tell the guys that don't, and that's what it is, being an artist.
Unfortunately, many areas of the body are beyond repair and can only be replaced.
Took the outer rocker out because the inner is all rotted out and just not structurally sound. So what we're going to try to do is cut out the inner and make a whole new inner piece to come all the way out and then come down and support the outer rocker. If we had the donor car here, it would help us a lot. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. I don't know if we'll ever see it.
When we come back, the search for rare parts takes an unexpected turn that could cost the team their shot at the World of Wheels car show in Chicago. Restoration of a 1963 customized Oldsmobile Super 88 is in its 6th week. There's lots of rot in the body. Replacement parts have been nearly impossible to find, and there's a car show in just 6 weeks. After a nationwide search, Alan located a donor car in Minnesota. It not only provides parts, but also a chance for a side-by-side comparison